Helps us arrange the text boxes in a sequence.
Helps us arrange the checkboxes in a sequence. And the checkboxes are anything, any components in sequence.
Sir, any component.
Any components in sequence. That is, you can arrange these components in horizontal way, or you can arrange these things in a vertical manner. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, what is the use of relative layout? So relative layout is something which will arrange or which will help you in arranging the child objects. Arranging the children in a particular fashion, like wherever you want, you can just drag and drop and then arrange it. So what I mean is, I'll just open my Android Studio to show you what it is. So in relative layout, you can organize or you can arrange the components in whichever manner you want. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you in in which manner you'll be able to organize or arrange things when you use relative layout. But in linear layout, I think you're clear with linear layouts. In linear layout, you can organize or you can arrange the components in a sequential manner. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, how should I create a project? Guys, tell me, how should I create a project?
So first you have to go to File.
Okay, File.
And then select New Project.
And then select New Project. Okay. I've given New Project. This window came up. And what should I give the name and all the other stuff?
Sir, the application name you can give what you wanna call the app which are making.
Okay.
And company domain is like any normal company, like.
Okay.
Because for elder people, they work for company and they use this to make apps.
Mm-hmm.
So that in the beginning you show example.
Mm-hmm.
For us we can leave it like that.
Okay. And other than that, you have something like project location. What do you mean by project location?
So it means where the project will get saved.
Yes. And I click on next. And what is this minimum SDK?
So this is the lowest version of Android in which the app can be downloaded and used.
Yes. And if I try to download or try to install the app on API level 7, what happens?
So it'll say it's not allowed to.
Yes. Like it'll give you an error basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So click on next. Here, please do select blank activity and then click on next. And then click on finish here. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now it's creating a new project. And can you tell me what was the disadvantage of a linear layout? You have used a linear layout, right? So what do you feel
Yes,
that, you feel something has to be done with the linear layout, or you're happy with linear layout? You want some more things to be added, right? You want to place the object wherever you want. So you require a layout like that, wherein you can just drag and drop a component and place wherever you want, instead of placing it one after the other or one next to the other. You want something new.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
And relative layout is the one which is going to help you in achieving that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Relative layout will help you in achieving that.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, what does relative layout mean? How does relative layout help you in doing those things? And what is the use of relative layout? We'll be seeing it right now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In today's session, we will be learning about how to create relative layouts and how to put components inside relative layouts. And we'll also be seeing how to use buttons and how to determine whether a button is clicked and what action to be performed when a button is clicked. So this will be the agenda for today. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So now assume that if it was linear layout, I mean, how do you identify whether it's a linear layout or relative layout? If it was linear layout, the main tag would be linear layout.
Yes, sir.
And now since I've told relative layout, is this a relative layout or linear layout right now?
Relative layout.
Relative layout. Okay, I'll just go to the design part. I'll drag and drop a text view here. And now where is the text view sitting?
The middle of
On
the screen.
the
Top.
in the
Middle of the screen.
yes, sir.
Agree?
Yes,
Middle
sir.
it is not exactly at the middle of the screen. It is horizontally at the middle of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll just drag and drop one more text view. And now is this exactly at the center of the screen?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now I'll drag and drop a button now. So I'll drop a button here. And where is the button present right now?
Sir, just below last text.
Okay, I'll just change this last text to text 1.
Yes.
And I'll change this one to text 2. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now, where is the button 1 present? I'll change this name to button 1. Where is button 1 present right now?
Sir, it's below text 1.
It's below text 2 and even button 1 is in the center. I mean, it's aligned to the center of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'll just change my text 1. Now, what happened? Did I change the button's position now?
No, sir.
What did I do right now?
So you move the text 1 position and the button stayed in the center but moved next to it, like under it.
Yes. If you see here, I'll just move this text 1 here. So text 1, I'll just move it to somewhere here. Or I'll just move this to somewhere here. Now where is the button 1 present?
So it's in the middle but under it.
Yes. And if I just move the text 1 here, now even the button is moving.
Yes, sir.
Now the name relative, what it tells you is this
So tell me
button, yes, this button is a relative of this text view.
yes, sir.
I can tell. Yeah.
So why isn't the button relative to text 2?
I'll tell you why it is not related to text 2. But for now, are you clear that we'll remove this one? There's no text view 2. There's only text view 1. And now your button is relative to which one?
So text 1, text view 1.
Text view 1. So whenever I move the text view 1, even the button's position is getting moved. Or even the button's position is changing. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now, by the name relative layout, what it means is each and every component in Android is relative to one another. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Each and every component in Android is relative to one another. Am I clear? In a relative layout. And we'll see in the code how these two are linked together. Where is this button present?
Right in the center.
This button is,
Horizontally.
yes, this button is horizontally in the at the center of the screen, and it is below text one always. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Both of you or all three of you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll just see here in the code right now. This is text view. You agree?
Yes, sir.
This is text view, and what is the width of the text view? It's wrap content, and even the height of the text view is wrap content, and text appearance is some large, and the ID of the text is text view, and the margin from top. What do you mean by margin from top? Margin from top means the distance from the top of the screen to this text view is 92 dp. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now what will I do? What I'll do is, I have the text view here. I'll change that number now. So it is 92 right now. So I'll change this number to somewhere around 200.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I'll change this number to 200 and I'll go to design portion right now. And is the text view's position changed right now?
Yes, sir.
Previously it was somewhere around this position, that is 92, and now the margin from top is 200. So now it is somewhere else. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it is somewhere else, and now we'll come to this button. So button tag is used to create what?
Sir, to create a button.
Yes, and text view tag is used to create a text view.
Next
Yes.
section. Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, actually, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you move the button, will the text view move?
If
If you move the button, will the text view also move?
no, text view is not relative to button, but button is relative to text view. You got the point? I'll show you here. I'll just move the button here. Only button moved. Did the text view move?
No, sir.
No, that is because button is relative to text view, but not text view is not relative to button one. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And even now I'll just move this text view above. The button moved. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we'll see how this is achieved and how this is possible. So, button, what is the width and height of the button?
So both are wrap content.
Both are?
Wrap content.
Both are wrap content itself. What do you mean by wrap content?
Sir, how much ever you type, how much ever space your whatever you type in it takes will become that much wider.
Yes, and the width and height will be same as the content, which is, it will be dependent. It will depend on the content which is inside the text view or the button, or anything it might be, text view, button, in any other components. Is that clear? And now, what is the text which is given to the button? It is button one. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And below that there is something called as ID. ID is button, and the ID for the text view is text view.
Text view.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now here we are telling a line called as layout underscore below equal to at plus id, and then we are giving the id of the text view. What is the id of the text view?
So text view.
Text view. And this is where you're linking your button with the text view. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
That is, your button is always below text view. And what is text view here? Text view is this one.
So supposing you put this sentence, or yeah, suppose you put this sentence on top,
Yes.
and you make it to button. If you move the button, will the text view also move?
Yes. We'll just show it right now itself. I'll remove this once. And I'll tell button, below button. We'll just go here and check out. And what has happened right now? Button
So
is
the
above
button.
and text view is below. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll just move the button here. Is the text view moving?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll just change the text view. And I'll just move the button. Now both of them are not moving, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And now I'll align this text view below the button. And if I move the button, the text view is moving. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That is because you have told layout underscore below button. That means it should always be below button. And there are two more new statements which are added right now, which is telling to left of button and to start of button. That is, where is the text view present right now? Exactly where is it present?
So below the
Sir?
button.
The text view is below the
On
button.
the bottom left corner.
Yes, in the bottom left corner of the button. Now, I'll just move the button here. Or I'll just move the button here. Where is the text view present right now?
So it's in the bottom left corner again.
Wherever I move, it will just come in the same position. It will not change. It is not changing the position. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That is because the text view is aligned to the button. Text view is relatively aligned to the button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this portion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. And now I'll show you a few more stuff like that. I'll add one more text view right now. And I want this text view to be in the right side bottom corner of text one. How should I align that to the right side bottom corner of the text one? So I'll make it as text 2. So how should I make text 2 align to right side bottom corner of text 1 or text view, just text view?
Sir, go to text.
See here, I'll just have the text 2 here. I have text 1 and text 2, and text 1 is aligned to left side bottom corner of text 1, and I want the text 2 to get aligned to right side bottom corner of text 1. How should I do that?
So first you have to go to text.
Okay, text, I'll go here.
Go to the second text view, text 2.
Which is the text 2 here? This one.
Yes, sir.
So below the button.
Okay.
Sir, in that
I'll remove whatever is the extra things. I'll just remove all those things. And now I'm ready to add new things. So what should I add?
so you have
Android.
to add Android below.
And you one more thing, guys, you don't have to remember, you have to type Android : and all those things. You just have to type whatever is in the blue color. It will get out. This one will get auto populated if you press Control space. So like this. You can tell me, okay, first you tell me what I have to type here.
So you have to type Android the layout and bottom
Bottom or below?
below. Sir.
Yes. So now you want this layout below to be present here. Is that what you're telling?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And now you don't have to type Android : layout underscore below, all those things. You just type layout LAY and you can select from here. Can you see this? Android : layout below. You can just select.
Yes, sir.
Instead of typing the whole line, you just have to write some 3 or 4 characters and you can select from the top down.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, what is the next step that I have to do?
So then you have to write add plus ID slash
Okay.
text view one. No, only text view.
Only text view. Okay. So I've written something like add plus ID text view. And now we'll just go and check out what happened. Now, where is the text view 2 present right now?
So on the left bottom.
Left bottom. And do you want this or you want this to be in the right bottom?
So on the right.
So what should you do? I mean, what you should do right now?
So Android layout underscore to right off.
Okay, I'll write to right off. I just typed 2 here. Can you see 2 right off is being populated here itself?
Yes, sir.
So I'll select 2 right off. And what should I give right now?
So then add plus ID slash text view.
Slash text view. Okay, now if I go here, is this the required ones that we wanted?
Yes, sir.
Did we get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this is how you can play around with relative layout. I have explained only some 3 or 4 types of layout underscore something here, but there are plenty of these things. Using that, you have to apply your logic and you can place your item wherever you want.
Yes, sir.
So other than relative layout and linear layout, are there any other types of layout?
Yes, we have something like frame layouts, we have something like grid layouts and all these things present.
Okay, sir.
But the most popular ones and the major kind of layout which is used is relative layout and linear layout and frame layouts.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Is that clear? So
Yes,
first
sir.
we have learned what is linear layout and we have learned what is relative layout. And after some time we'll learn frame layouts also.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Any doubts in this point at this point right now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, now we have done with this. So,
Sir?
yeah.
Sir, only will the Nexus 1 virtual device work on laptop or something?
No. Nexus 1 is a very lightweighted device. So I told you to use Nexus 1. All the devices works, but it requires some different amounts of RAM. So Nexus 1 requires a very minimal amount of RAM. So I told you to use Nexus 1.
Okay, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have seen with what is a relative layout. So what we'll do is we'll continue further right now and we'll learn about different kinds of layouts. Sorry, different kinds of input controls right now. Input controls in the sense, you might have seen the applications, the apps. What happens when you click on a button? What happens when you click on some keyboard? I mean, some edit text, a keyboard will pop out. So all these things are related to input controls. So first, we'll learn about the buttons right now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you agree that these are the different types? These are not all the types. These are few types of input controls. We have like a button here, and we have the text field here. We have some C bars here, checkbox, radio buttons, switches like on off switch. So all these things. These are some of the common input controls that we use. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now what can be the action which is performed on a button?
So when you press a button and it
Yes.
opens something or takes you to a new page.
Yes. So basically, the action which can be performed on a button is click.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Whenever a button is clicked, there has to be some kind of action which needs to be performed when the button is clicked.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So first we'll see what are the user interface components here. So this is a basic Twitter example. Twitter app. Have you used Twitter app?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a basic example of Twitter app. So you see the notifications here, and this is the login screen which you're getting, and there is some kind of text which is written. So how will the text be written in the application? It is the basic use of the text view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And you see here you have some components here like first item, second item, third item. So these are the list of items. So this is a list view. And can you see here something like back button, recycle button, star, share, and all these things. So these are the different buttons. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, is there a special type of text view for pictures?
No, it's not called as a picture. I mean, that's not called as a text view. It's called as an image view.
Okay, sir.
For carrying text, we have text view. For carrying images, we have an image view. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
For carrying text, we have text view. For carrying image, we have image view.
Yes, sir.
And now, what we'll do is we'll see how these input controls can be used. Am I clear? We have these input controls. So how to use these input controls and how to handle the inputs which are given by the things. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So now we'll start with event handling. So what is an event?
Sir, an event is like the click of a mouse or the click of a key.
Yes, basically in your computer, an event is like you click a mouse key, a mouse button or a key on the keyboard, or if you have something which is connected to your computer, let it be like a trackpad or a joystick or something like that. Whatever happens with respect to that, that is called as an event. Agree?
Yes, sir.
And now, you agree that click of a button inside the Android application is an event?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, when somebody clicks on that particular button, the event has to do, or event, I mean, something has to be performed. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And now, how do you identify whether a button is clicked or not? So we'll see here. So what is it return here? What is something, I have few points mentioned here. So event is something which represent a response to users' interaction with input controls. So what do you mean by the first statement? Just take an example of a simple input control. What is your simple input control? Yes, what is the example
Sir,
of?
can you repeat the question so I didn't hear properly?
Okay. What is the simple example of an input control?
So the click of a key or a button on a mouse.
Input control is a button, basically. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You have a button, and what happens when you click on the button?
Sir, it perform the action.
Yes, when you click on a button, there has to be something which is associated with the click of a button, or else the user will get frustrated. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
There has to be something which must be associated with the button, so that whenever the user clicks on that button, it does something. And what action it does is represented by an event. Clicking of a button is called as an event, and doing some task or handling such events is called as event handling, and whatever you do based on the click of a button is called as a response. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll give you a simple example right now. A very basic, simple example. And you just give me an answer, and then I'll relate it to this button concept. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, assume that you are the button right now.
Yes, sir.
You are a button. So, somebody tells you to just go and open the door. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Somebody tells you to go and open the door. What you'll do?
So open the door.
You'll just go and open the door. And now, you are the button. And now, how do you listen? I mean, how do you get to know that the other person is telling you to go and open the door?
Sir, by
So
hearing.
when he clicks us, when
No,
he
you're
clicks,
not. You don't worry about the click and all. I'm just talking about a generalized example.
Sir, when you hear him, you get to know that
Yes.
he's telling.
so when he tells you,
Yes. When. Okay. Just assume that your mom tells you to go and open the door. So you have ears. So your ears will help you in listening to whatever your mom is telling you, and then you know what your mom told. Simply your mom calls your name. That means an event is triggered. Is that clear?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
When your mom calls your name, that means somebody is calling you. That is what you'll come to know. And you're not assigned with any work. Just simply if your mom calls, what you will tell?
So what?
That's all. Nothing else you'll do, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if your mom calls your name and then tells you to perform an action, let us go and close the door. What you'll do?
Sir, go and close the door.
You'll go and shut the door. That's all. So now, just calling. I mean, how do you listen? You have ears to listen, so you listen. And after listening, I mean, there'll be an action associated with that. So the action will be performed. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the same way, event handling works exactly the same way. How I gave you the example. So what I need to do is button. So button will be you, and the user clicking on the button is like your mom calling you. And only if you have ears, you listen to somebody who's telling something to you. So even your button has to be attached with a listener. And once it is attached with a listener, it should listen to what what the event generator is telling you. That is, it should listen to the user, what the user is trying to say. Yes, once you have the ears, you should listen to your mom. So it's like you have to listen to what your mom is telling you. So you listen, and then doing that task is the next thing. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now these are some common views that can handle events. That is checkbox, button, edit text, date picker, radio button, image view. We have plenty of other things. So we'll just take the basic ones right now, which is button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll click on the next ones. It is taking me to event handling with widgets. Okay. So now you have decide what widgets and what are the events that you're going to define. So if you're using a button, then use the on click listener, because event handle, you can handle only click events through a button. Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you guys are getting too much confused, we'll just learn what is view.onClickListener. So what this means is you're attaching ears to your buttons and you're telling your button that whenever somebody clicks, you just respond. So that is what you're telling by telling view.onClickListener. And here I'm telling you handles click events on the view. On the view in the sense, in Android, everything is called as a view. Everything in the sense, your button, your text view, your checkbox, your edit text, image view, everything is generally called as a view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Krishna, even you're clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So generally, this is called as a view. And now common event listeners are like the on-click event and then the view.onClickListener. So on-click is the method which gives you the action, and on-click-listener is the one which tells you that you listen to the events. So I think I'll just stop the presentation for now and we'll just go to our practical Android development one so that you'll understand in a better way. So I'll just remove the second text view here. And I'll put my first text view here. Okay, I think before going to this application, I'll just show you one more application. With the help of that, you'll understand what we are planning to do right now, and then you'll be able to answer the questions very easily. Just give me a second, I'll open that application right now. Okay. Vedika, I just saw your chat message now. Your question is like, what does wrap content do? And wrap content is something which will adjust the size of a view. Size of a view in the sense, size of a text view or size of a button. And wrap content adjusts the size based on the content which is inside the view. Basically, if your text view has only 3 characters, based on those 3 characters, the size of the text view will be decided. Are you clear with this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys have any doubts? So I'm just searching for that application. I'll just show you before doing that. Then we'll continue. Before that, if you have any doubts, you can just let me know.
No, sir, I don't have any doubts.
And how about Siddharth?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, cool. So can you, before, I mean, in the meanwhile, I'll be searching for the example. So can you tell me what is what is the event that can be performed on a button?
So switch, it goes to the next screen.
Going to next screen. Did we learn about how to go to next screen right now?
No, sir. How?
So when you click a button, it executes something or open the new page.
No, opening new page that we are not doing right now itself. Something happens. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Oh, nothing is moving on my screen. It's just frozen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just doing the offline end here.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, if you guys have any doubts, please do ask me right now. I'll be, I can solve your problems, whatever you have.
Yes, sir.
You guys don't have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, cool then. Have you tried, creating different buttons and doing something with that?
Yes, sir.
And what happened during that time?
Sir, nothing. It didn't do anything. I just tried to put a button and click on it. It didn't do anything.
Okay, you just dragged and dropped a button there and then you tried to do something with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at that time, nothing happened.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay then. And now our application, whatever we are doing right now, this application, what happens is you have a button and you just click on the button, and whenever the button is clicked, it will show how many times the button has been clicked in the text view. Is that clear? What we are planning to do right now? We have a button and we have a text view, and whenever the user clicks on the button, the text view will tell you how many times the user has clicked on the button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I've just resumed the dry ones. So now what all we have here?
So we have a text and a button.
We have a text view and a button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now what should happen whenever I click on the button?
Sir, to do something.
It should do?
Some action.
No. What is the main motto of we creating this project?
Sir, it'll execute something.
Now what did I tell? Whenever I click on the button, it should tell us how many times the button has been clicked. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now where should the number of times be displayed?
in the text.
In the text, that is in the text view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now, what we have to do?
So go to the text. Probably.
Go to the text and do what?
So type in.
Well, you guys have to tell me. I'll just write the logic for that. Not expecting the logic from you. I'm sorry. I'm expecting only the logic from you, and code I'll write.
So you have to type in something called listen object. Then just show.
So we have to write to click listener, and then
That's good. Good going. Good going. Just give it a try. Give it a try. No problem.
Then it should, when you click on the button, it should say how much time you click the button.
Yes, it should say how many times I've clicked on the button. Is that clear?
yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So now I'll just, for this, what I should do. So right now, I'll just run the application. I've just run the application. And what all I have on my screen right now?
So you have a text view and a button.
And if I click on the button, what should the text view display?
So it should display the number of times we click the button.
Number of times we clicked on that particular button. That is our motto.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll see what is happening right now. It's still running. Okay, I'll launch later. And launching of emulator and running your programs. You guys have any problem in opening emulator or opening Android Studio, something like that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Everything is working perfectly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay, it's taking some time. It's not launching the emulator. Okay, it's launching the emulator right now. Okay, now let it launch the emulator. By that time, so can you see this component called as ID here? Even button has some ID and even text view has some ID. And both the IDs are different.
Yes, sir.
And now, ID is something which is the unique identifier for each and every component that you create in the XML file. So what I mean is, can I create some 10 buttons on my XML page?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Both of you agree that I can create some 10 buttons on my XML page?
Yes, sir.
So you can create how many ever you want if there's enough space.
Yes. So my question is, can I create 10?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can create 10. So now if I create 10, And where is my backend program being written for the clicking and all those things?
And I didn't get this question properly.
Okay. So will the XML file alone get executed, or is there a need for this XML file to take the help of some other file?
So it needs another file.
Which is that file?
This.
Sure.
So the main activity. No,
Yes.
no, so another act.
Yes, main activity.java file. Main activity.java file is the one which is going to execute your XML file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Is that clear? And you might be wondering where. So just forget about whatever code I've written here. Can you see this line called a set content view?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
And I think during the execution, during the explanation of the activity lifecycle, I told you why the set content view is used. Why is this one used?
So,
What is activity underscore main?
so the name of the main.
The name of the XML file.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see the output right now. So just click on the button. What is happening right now?
It shows how much time it took.
Yes, I'm just clicking on the button and it is telling me how many, it's giving me the number like how many times the button has been clicked.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, Java file is something which is the main file which handles the XML files. Is that clear?
Yes,
Sir, I
sir.
didn't understand, sir.
Okay. So what is an activity?
So the main page which appears when anything is opened.
Yes, activity is something which gives the user interface.
Yes, sir.
And where is the user interface for your application created right now?
So in the
Where is it created?
so in the
Interface for your application created.
main.
Okay, what is being displayed on the screen right now?
So how much time you click the button?
No, what is there on the screen
Click
right now? Just tell me what is there on the button. I'm sorry, what is there on the screen, not the button?
The activity.
No, I'm asking you what are the components which are present on the screen?
Sir, a text view and a button. And the text view shows the number of times the button has been clicked.
Yes, there is a text view and there is a button present on the screen. You are clear with that?
Yes, sir.
And now, in your project, where is your text view and button present?
So
Is it present in the Java file or is it present in the XML file?
XML.
Do you agree that this file, this XML file, activity underscore main.xml file is the one which is consisting of the text view and the button? You agree that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now, which file is responsible for creating the activity? Or which method is responsible for creating the activity?
So layout.
No, layout is a container which can contain all these things. Where using which class is the activity created?
Sir, main underscore activity underscore main.
Sir, main activity.java.
So, okay, you agree that main activity.java is the file. I mean, Java is the one which is creating the activity.
Yes, sir.
At least you need to answer yes or no so that I can explain you again.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree that main activity is the one which helps you in displaying the front end of an application
Yes, sir.
because it is extending the activity class? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now, which method is responsible for creating the activity? Okay, now tell me, what is the lifecycle of an activity?
Sir, on create, on start, on pause,
Okay.
on resume, on stop, and on destroy.
And what is on create?
So when
So when you open the program,
No, my question is very simple. What is on create? What is activity?
activity is the main page,
Main page. And activity is it a class or is it a method? Is it a variable?
method.
Is it a
so
method?
No, sir.
it's a class.
Activity is a class, and that class, I mean, if you tell public class main activity extends activity, what does that mean?
Sir, it inherits the property of the other file. Okay.
Yes, it inherits the properties of the activity class.
Yes, sir.
Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And now, what is on create?
Um,
Tell me, what is on create? Is it a method? Is it a class? Or is it a variable? What is it?
class.
Is on create a class? Okay, where is on create present?
So on create is
Guys, where is on create present?
sir when
In which class is on create present?
So, sir, in main activity.java.
In main activity.java, and it is telling override. So what do you mean by overriding?
so it overrides the parent class.
Yes, that means on create is also a method which is present in a activity class. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And why do you use the keyword called as super?
So when you want to get the property of the parent class,
Yes, when you want to execute the not property, when you want to execute a method which is present in the parent class, you'll use the
and the
keyword
child
called as super. Is that clear?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
What is the help of on create method?
sir, help of on create.
Why do you
Start
use on create method?
to start a program or to create a song.
To start or to create a user interface for your application, you will be using the on create method.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
just to create an activity, you will be using the onCreate method. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, is that clear?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, onCreate method, where exactly is your user interface created? That is the screen which you have to display on the onto the main activity. Where is that screen designed?
Sir, in XML.
Yes, in the XML file. And where is the onCreate method executing?
So,
OnCreate method is in Java, and your your front end is designed in the XML file. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now, if you you want to create the user interface for the activity. So, will you require the XML file to be executed on the Java or in the Java file? Is there a requirement?
Yes, sir.
And now, do you see something like set content view here?
Yes, sir. It
How about
says,
Krishna? Can you see that set content view?
Yes, sir.
And inside the set content view, what is given there?
So
So,
r.layout.activity underscore main.
Activity underscore main. So what is activity underscore main?
Sir, the class name.
Is it the class name?
No, sir, it's the activity.
It is the XML file name. Do you observe there? What is the name of your XML file?
Activity underscore main.
And here, are you calling activity underscore main itself here the same name?
Yes, sir.
And where is the activity underscore main dot XML file present?
Sir, inside the main activity data.
No, it is present inside a folder called as layout. Do you see this? What is this?
So it's a folder called layout.
And inside the folder called as layout, what is this?
Activity
the
underscore
XML file.
main XML file.
XML file. So you're telling r dot layout dot activity underscore main. So which means what you're telling is r. So r dot java, there is an automatically generated file called as r dot java file. You don't have to worry anything about that r dot java file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So there is a file called as r.java file, which holds the address of all the things, all the resources which are present in all the resources, in the sense, all the buttons, text views, the XML files, everything will be, all the addresses will be present in that r.java file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So basically r.java file is a registry file which maintains the address of all the components of resources folder. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now if you tell r.layout.activity underscore main, what it means is the user interface for your application or the activity right now is being brought from a file called as activity underscore main.xml. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys understood this one, or you're getting confused with the same?
No,
Sorry,
sir.
understood.
Okay.
So, sir, R stands for an RES folder, right?
No, R stands for, R doesn't have any abbreviation, so you can just assume that it is a registry file.
Okay, sir.
The complete name is r.java. It's a registry file which contains the values, that is, which contains the address of all the resources which are available in the res folder.
So when you say addresses, like what type of addresses are there?
It's a hexadecimal number. It's basically an integer.
Okay, sir.
There is some kind of internal numbering which is made for all the things, so that we just call it as some address. So using that you can refer it. So you don't have to worry anything about what are those numbers and how those created, because that is automatically generated by the Android system.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in that?
No, sir.
Guys, any doubts?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now if you're clear till here, what are we doing till here? What is this line doing?
So calling the XML file.
XML file to display as the user interface.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now, what is there in the XML file?
Now the user interface.
Now, what are the components which are present in the XML file?
So the text view and a button.
There is a text view and a button. How do you identify the text view and how do you identify a button?
So if you see a button, then it's like it's in a box.
So that is for you. So you can see here and then you will identify. How will the program identify whether it's a button, whether it's a text view, or how?
So
with its
based on
name,
the code you type out.
with its ID.
Yes, if you see here, button has its own ID and text view has its own ID. Is that
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
And if you want, you can change this ID also. I can change this ID to display, and I'll change the ID of the button to click. Anything you want, you can change the IDs. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now, what is the ID of button?
Sir, if, what happened if,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah. Tell me.
what happened if there are like many text views with the same ID?
You'll get an error.
Oh,
So if you see here, click is the ID of button and display is the ID of text view. So I'll change this to click itself. And now, are you getting an error here?
Yes, sir.
So if I just hover on top of it, it's telling duplicate, click. It's already defined and it's already defined. So you cannot have the same ID for two different components.
okay.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You cannot have same ID for two different components. That is what is being told here.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts at this point?
No, sir.
No, sir.
And even the IDs that you mentioned here will be registered in the r.java file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Whatever ID you give here, even these IDs will be registered in the r.java file.
Yes, sir.
Will you be requiring to identify the button and text view from your Java file now for clicking and analyzing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because you need to check which button is clicked or to which text view you have to display. So basically, to identify these different things, you have the ID. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, what I'll do is I'll just go to my main activity, and here I'll remove all these things which I've already written. Now this, if I execute this program, what will happen right now?
Certainly. So it'll inherit the properties of activity class. So
It'll just inherit the properties of activity class, or it'll do something else.
sir, and there's a message here.
What is the program doing here? It just gave us the output in text view and button. And even though clicking on button, something is happening.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So basically, if you just tell set content view, what it does is, whatever is the user interface which is present in the XML file, that will be displayed onto the output screen.
As it is.
Yes, as it is.
Okay, sir.
And now your job is to assign some functionality and check when the button is clicked or not. Yes? Is that your duty to check whether the button is clicked or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, how do you create a reference to your button? So your button, where is your actual button present?
Sir,
Sir, the XML file.
In the XML file. So where you need to identify whether the button is clicked or not? In which file will you identify whether the button is clicked or not? In your main activity file. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
So now if you, yeah.
Sir, how much time does the thing,
What?
the Nexus 5 virtual device take to open?
It depends on your RAM.
Sir, my RAM is 4 GB. So,
Again, it will take somewhere around 3-4 minutes.
okay, sir.
Just try with that. That also depends on the processors and the running length and all those things. So just check with the how many processors running and kill unnecessary process and then try to run your Nexus 5 device.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Our intention right now is to check whether the button is clicked or not. How do you check whether the button is clicked or not?
So by adding a function which says how much time the button is clicked.
Okay. So first thing, what we need to do is we need to build the bridge between the Java file and the XML file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We need to build the bridge which connects the button, which connects to the button present in the XML file. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll just create button as a class, and for a class, what can I create? Just tell me, what can I create for a button? I can create an object, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'll just create an object by name click. Not creating, I'm just declaring an object called as click. And now, is there a need for you to create a button right now? Or the button is already created?
It's already created, sir.
Sir, already created.
Yes, where is it created?
On the
Sir, in the XML file.
In the XML file. And what is the ID of the button?
Sir, but click.
Click is the ID of the button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So now what I'll tell is, I have the object called as click here. And for this click object, I'll link the click object which is present in my XML page. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So what I'll tell is, I'll just tell click is equal to, and what is a view? What is a view in Android? Stop.
Sir,
Yeah.
everything you see is a view.
Yes, in general, all the components is determined as a view.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll tell click equal to find view. Find view by its ID. So there is a method called as find view by ID. And if you give the address of that ID, it will get that view and then place it here. And now what is the address of that ID?
Uh,
What is the address of that view? So I'll tell r dot id dot click. Is that clear? What is click?
sir, the ID for button.
Yes, click is the ID for the button. And where is that ID getting registered? It is getting registered inside the r.java file.
Yes, sir.
And using the r.java file, you are using the click object. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now this click belongs to main activity and this click belongs to XML file. So do you need to require the typecasting to be done here? What do you mean by typecasting?
So when you want to store a bigger amount of data into a smaller amount of space.
Yes. In the same way, I mean, in other words, what I can tell you is if two types are different, you convert one type to the other type and then store it. And now this is returning a view parameter and this is accepting, or this is of type button. So you need to convert the returned view into button. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So I typecast it with the button. The easiest way to do this is you'll get an error here. Just press Alt Enter and it will tell cast to Android.widget.button. Select the first option. It will automatically create a cast. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now in the same way, is there a need for you to reference a text view also? Hello? Guys, what is the other view which is present in the XML file right now? I have referenced the button. Now I need to reference the text view also. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Now how do you reference a text view in the same way?
Sir, give its ID again and
No, I need the steps from beginning. First thing is I need to create an object for the text view. Similar way how I've created an object for the button, I need to create an object for the text view. Correct?
yes, sir.
Now, how can I create that? How can I create the object for text view class? Or how can I declare the object for text view class?
Sir, text and the ID. What is ID?
No, it's not text, it is text view.
Okay, sir. Text view.
Text view space, the name of the object is display. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll tell display equal to, and now how can I reference to the display which is present in the XML file?
Sir,
By telling find view by ID. Same thing, whatever you have used here, same find view by ID. And here what you should pass. Hello?
sir.
Yeah, here what you need to tell. The same way like
Sir.
how you have told here, you need to pass the ID. So what ID you'll pass?
Sir, r.id
Sir,
dot
display.
Yes, r.id.display. Is that clear?
Yes,
And
sir.
now it is giving an error. What should I do?
So alt and space.
Alt and enter.
Okay.
Now it's asking me to typecast it to text view. So I just typecast it to text view because this display is of type text view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now what you have done is the first step, you have created a bridge between the button from the XML file to the button in the, you have created a bridge between the button in the Java file to the XML file, and you have created a bridge between the text view which is present in the Java file to the XML file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And next thing, you need to identify whether the button is clicked or not. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And now to identify that, you need to attach ears to your button to listen. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
What you need to do, you need to attach ears for your buttons to listen whether the button is being clicked or not. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If your ears are closed, even if your mom calls you, will you be able to listen?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
In the same way, even your button should have ears. So I'm attaching ears to your button. So what is click? Is click the object of button?
Yes, sir.
So I'll tell click dot set ears, something like set on click listener, and I'll pass the keyword called as this inside. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now set on click listener, what does this method do?
So when you click it, then it executes something.
Yes, that means in general words, set on click listener is a method which attaches ears to your buttons.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Ears to listen. And now, how is it call or how is it telling? Something like your brain. I mean, something like a human being. Human being has ears. He'll listen and he'll tell brain whatever he has listened, and brain will decide what to do right now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the same way, here you have something like activity, and now I'll attach something like brain to this one, telling implements on click listener. You tell view implements view dot on click listener. Is that clear? That means there is a brain called as on click listener, and this click on set on click listener will report to this brain, and this brain will take decision like what has to be done.
Sir, but why is it showing an error?
Yes, I'll tell you why it is showing an error. Now, why it is showing an error? Because are you telling that what should happen whenever you click on a button?
No, sir.
That is why it is giving you an error. So I'll press Alt Enter again. It will tell implement methods. So I'll click on implement methods, and under this, can you see something like on click?
Yes, sir.
And I'll just click on OK. And this is where you tell what you need to do whenever the button is clicked. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Set on click listener will attach ears to the button and reports to this brain called as view dot on click listener, and view dot on click listener, upon receiving this request, it will tell the on click method to perform some operation, and what operation to perform you have to write within this on click method.
Okay, sir.
And what should happen whenever some user clicks on the button?
So it should count how much time the button is clicked.
Yes. How do you count how many times the button is clicked?
So you put count plus plus.
Okay, I'll tell count plus plus. What is count plus plus doing here?
So it'll keep adding, what do you say, the numbers, how much ever times you click the button.
Okay, where will it add?
So it should add in the text view actually.
Now, why is it giving an error here? Krishna, why is it giving an error here?
Because.
Okay, I'll remove the statement. Now I'll repeat it again. What will this on-click listener do? Guys, tell me, what will this on-click listener do?
Till like.
Sir, it gives ears to the button.
It gives ears to the button. And now here, upon listening, what it will do? This will tell the brain that the button has clicked. And the brain will initiate the further things by calling the on-click listener method. And inside this on-click listener method, what you should do? You should count how many times the button has been clicked. So how do you count and how do you keep track of how many times the button has been clicked? So here you create a variable to keep track of how many times your button is clicked. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And what is count? What is the value of count here?
For 0.
And if the button is clicked and if I tell count plus plus, what happens?
So the number of times you press the button, it'll keep adding it to count.
Yes, that is, each time I click on a button, the listener will come to know that the button is clicked, and it'll report to the on-click listener, and this on-click listener will call this method called as on-click. And if the on-click method is executed, it will increment the count by 1. And after incrementing the count by 1, what should happen?
Sir, again it'll do it the one more time. If you click, then again it'll do it and it'll add 1 to 1 again.
Yes. And every time you click on the button, what should happen?
So you should add once.
Add once and then display and then display this count using this text view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now I'll tell what is what is the reference object which is used for text view?
So display.
Display is the reference object. So I'll tell display dot set text. So display dot set text is a method something similar to your system.out.println. So whatever you give within the codes to your println function, what it will do? It will display it in the output console. In the same way, whatever you give it a set text, it will display that using the set text method. So here, what I'll tell is, I'll tell clicked count number of times. And now I'll execute this program here.
I didn't write it. It was all the time in the bottom.
Hello.
Sir?
Yeah. Now guys, tell me what is happening right now. You have to explain me how the program flow is happening. So now what happened? Which method got executed right now? Guys, which are the methods which got executed right now?
Sir, the you say text and the button.
No. How did you get this screen?
On create.
On
Yes.
create.
OnCreate method created the screen. OnStart method got the screen to the front end. OnResume method is the one which made the screen interactive. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And now, if I click on the button, what is happening?
This number of times.
Yes, that is. Which method here is getting called whenever I click on the button?
So count. No, not
Whenever I
count,
click
sir.
on the button, the set on click listener will listen to the button click event.
Yes, sir.
And once it listens and once the event is triggered, it will call the brain, and brain will call the on click method. And on click method, whenever it is called, it will increment the count variable by 1, and display is the object of text view. So it will display.set text, and you pass this entire string, and this string will be printed on the output. That is the text view.
Yes,
Is
sir.
this one clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you guys have the time to ask the doubts. Any doubts you guys have, please ask me. And Vedika, please, even you have any doubts, you can just, if your mic is not working, you can just type in the chat and then tell me.
Sir,
Yeah.
is there any other way to do the same program?
Any other variable?
Way.
Any other way to do the same program?
Yes, sir. This is like click on listener. Is there any other way?
Yes, there is one more way which I'll be explaining in next session. Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So for now,
Sir, I don't have any doubts, sir.
you're perfectly clear, Krishna?
Yes, sir.
Everything, not even a single statement?
Sir, I'm clear, sir, and everything.
Okay. And how about you, Vedika? If you have any doubts, please do tell me whether you have doubts or not in the chat. And Siddharth, you have any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubt at all? Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So now today I'll be passing on the assignment for building the application based on, what do you call it? Building the application based on the relative layout. So you need to design some kind of user interface for the relative layout. Is that clear? You need to create the user interface based on the relative layout, and along with that I'll be passing you the button click listener program also. You have to go through the button click listener, and any doubts please do ask me. I'll be here to help you. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll just display the assignment to you, and you have to create something like this. Can you see this? First step, the same thing. You have the 7 text views which are created in 7 different colors, and you have to arrange all these things in this way using relative layout. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And in this way you need to arrange all the text views.
Yes, sir.
You'll do it,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
and it should look something like this in the landscape mode.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now along with this same thing, I'll also be passing you the a program for dealing with your on-click listeners. Please go through that carefully. And if you have any doubts, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Anything apart from this, if you guys have any doubts, please do let me know right now itself. I'll be here to help you.
So there's
No,
no
no, sir.
assignment related to the button.
I'm not giving any assignment related to the button today itself, but I'm giving the practice program. Please do practice it. In the next session, I'll add few more things with the button, and then I'll give you the assignment for that.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'll just pass on this assignment to you today along with the practice program. You can just practice it and then you can let me know.